Given the diversity of agricultural policies and practices within the state, we adopt a policy of agricultural home rule for each county.
I move to make an amendment that we change the language to read agricultural county home rule as it relates to zoning. And this would be on, I think it's line 84.
Okay, do I have a second? Second, I'll take Scott Enright as a second there. So the motion is to change it from agricultural home rule to add the words agricultural home rule as it relates to zoning. Is that correct? Okay, so that's the motion on the floor. It's been moved and seconded. If you support it, we're going to add those words as it relates to zoning. If you oppose it, we don't add those words.
Chair, Scott Enright, District 1. I speak in support of this amendment. This is what agriculture looks for from the county, is to give us the zoning regs and we step in. The language as it's written here is entirely too vague and is not in the best interest of agriculture. So I support this amendment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Malama Solomon, District 7, just speaking in very strong support of the remarks of the previous speaker and asking the delegation to please vote for the amendment.
Thank you. Further discussion? The motion is to add the words as it relates to zoning after home rule. Go ahead.
Hi, Margaret Willey, Delegate, District 7, and I oppose this amendment. This home rule is very well defined. It's the provision in HRS, and it gives the counties the authority to make decisions in terms of the health, life, well-being of its constituents. It's not limited to zoning. The biotext came in, sought to cross out numerous of those words, and it's very clear this is the language that's used. This is the area that was fought over through this session of the legislature, and we prevailed on the issue of home rule. The people know it as home rule. They do not know it as county-related zoning. We should stick to the people. We should not put an ocean between the people and the first layer of government with regard to agriculture. I strongly oppose this motion.
Thank you very much. Further discussion? Please introduce yourself.
David Case, District 5, Precinct 8, Vice President. And I speak in favor of the amendment as written, the rules as written, and oppose the motion to take it out or alter the language. Home rule means exactly what it sounds like and what Margaret Willey said it meant. All politics are local, and home rule is local politics. It's where we can control our way of life at the local level. And that's simply what home rule means. And it is important in a state, I think, as widespread and diverse as Hawaii, with the separate islands and separate cultures and communities, that each community and each island have home rule. So I speak in favor of the proposed platform policy as written.
So you're actually speaking in opposition to the amendment?
In opposition to the amendment.
Yeah, so let's just be clear. When you're using your language, if you're supporting the amendment or you're opposing the amendment?
Right. So
And
I
you're
would vote
opposing the
yes,
amendment.
correct? If I'm supporting the language proposed in the
Right.
until
But you're
we vote
opposing the amendment?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, further discussion?
Kevin Hopkins, District 1. I am speaking in support of the amendment. The term home rule is basically here, let's subsidize the lawyers, because this will go in and violate federal regulations, violate state regulations if we don't watch what we're doing. We've already seen it happen with our GMO bill. We went to court, and if you sat in the court case, the county looked really bad before the judge. That same thing's going to happen here. We need to, I support the thing in the amendment because we need to say where we can do things, but how and when, that is not in our kuleana. Thank you.
Thank you. The motion is the amendment to add as it relates to zoning. Further discussion?
Hi, I'm Steve Sparks, District 4, and I oppose the amendment
I support the platform as it was written, and agriculture is a lot larger than zoning. It's a complex, as you know, a complex situation. We need home rule so we can regulate our agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Further discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anika Glass, District 7. I have reversed my position about 3 times. I now support Margaret Wiley's explanation. I am against the amendment and in favor of keeping it as it was proposed to us in the text because my understanding, I believe, is that the county can regulate not just agriculture, but a lot of things so long as it is not strictly prohibited or otherwise covered by a state law, Hawaii revised statutes. And so I think we can go with it. And I'm hoping personally that we find some things similar to this from Maui and Kauai when we get to the convention. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Further discussion?
My name's Stan Rory. I'm from District 2, Precinct 3. Earlier in my life, I was the agriculture chairman at the State House of Representatives, and I had the responsibility of trying to make our agricultural laws of the state of Hawaii progressive and at the same time support the small farmers, particularly the small farmers on this island. What I discovered in those 2 years is we have a complex system of agricultural development in the state. Various agencies, state agencies, have primary responsibility. The Land Use Commission, the Board of Land and Natural Resources, the Board of Agriculture, just to name a few. Consequently, this idea of saying with a wave of a hand that home rule is going to be for agriculture
Thank you.
is inappropriate without further research.
Thank you. Thank you. Further discussion? Anyone who has not said anything? So all those who support adding the words as it relates to zoning, raise your yes vote. Keep them up, please. Okay, all those opposed to adding the words as it relates to zoning, hold your no vote up, please. Micah, could you help count? "49 yes, 36 no. The amendment to add the words as it relates to zoning has been approved.